consciousazine.com Chronicles.
Hello everyone, today's video, Organic Portal Archon Control Matrix Virtual Realities. Now in previous videos I've alluded to how Archons create virtual realities for people, but it's the people that seem to do it. I can't tell you how many times I've run into like someone on the street and they've done this to me, and I'm astounded. I stand there baffled for, half a minute sometimes, going, what just happened? Because they create a reality of something that wasn't really happening. And that means they're under Archon mind control. Now, how do they do this? Well, it's because they save information wrong. There's so many examples to give, but I don't want to give any single one to make you think anything in particular. But anything that isn't saving the moment correctly is a virtual reality. So if they're not saving the moment correctly, or what just happened, or what got said or meant, they didn't get the meaning and the reason, they've possibly created a virtual reality, most likely. And I notice this is going on just all the time. So many people do this. They'll put their sort of, here's an example, they'll put their ego's overlay over the situation. They'll think they understand you or know you and have a quick judge of you, and a third dimensional judgment of something you're wearing or something. You could be undercover in any way. So it's a stupid way to think, but that's what they do. They seem to, it's the most glibbest type of thought, the most glib type of thought you could do. Judging a book by its cover, thinking everything is as it seems. That's what they do. But in respect to the virtual reality creation, I notice what they do is they'll put their overlay of what they think of you over the situation. That's one example. That's just one way they do that. So you can think of many other ways, obviously. But what I've discovered is that's Archon related. When it's like that, a virtual mind control like that, where they create virtual realities very specifically. Okay, I'm not saying all mind control is Archon mind control, but I'm saying this is Archon mind control. When it's virtual realities, and they create virtual realities for the people. And it's sometimes you people who are doing this. It's the organic portals, and if you don't know what an organic portal is, I've created many videos, and I have a definition video, organic portal definition, at the start of this playlist, Organic Portal Legacy List on YouTube. And you go to playlists, on the top order channel tabs, if you go to my channel and you go to playlist tab, and you can see all my other playlists where I talk on other things, but this is a video for the Organic Portal playlist. And I wanted to say how Archons create virtual mind realities. And what this does is creates your third dimension. Because you create your third dimension with your mind. That's how you create your reality, with your thoughts, your mind, your soul mind. And what they do is try and make you create a virtual reality. Another example of a virtual reality. That money must be used. I think that's a virtual reality in the end. Because if we look at the raw version, money seems to be mimicking just raw energy exchange, where you would just exchange energies to both persons' satisfaction. And I think that's pretty much what's going into the new world. For some people that could mean you know, donating $100 to someone when they gave them a little epiphany. Or for some people that might be, you know, donating $10. So, and everyone's going to be different, how they exchange energies, but what they want to do with the money is make you exchange on their terms. And that's why a lot of people have woken up to there's something a bit not right, you know, it's not so good or not so right and not so egalitarian, etc., with money and the money system, and everyone's complaining about it. And you've got movies like Zeitgeist and so on. And it does seem to be a spirit of the times, because we've recognised there's something rawer, like love, you know. Just the bother to exchange energy is like love, being loving. And to bother is to love. When I create these videos for you guys, I'm bothering to take 10 minutes, 15, half an hour out of my day to make you guys a video of something I also realise, and I already realise. But hey, it's a good way for me to save my thoughts up on the internet for myself when I get older, because you don't seem to remember everything. So anyway, that's a very important note. You know, we look back at our memories, so if we're creating virtual memories, well then how much of our life is really our own? And so shamans like myself, and people like Don Juan was one who made it famous, the Mexican shaman out of Carlos Castaneda's books, to recapitulate, to basically sit, meditate and look back and look where you've done something wrong or someone wrong, and go find them physically and apologize and everything, like recapitulation along those sorts of lines, you know, looking back basically and recapturing your memories. So if you've created a lot of virtual memories, this is one way to figure that out. Do you have large gaps where you're in sort of a belief system for years and it blocked out as a filter a lot of your reality? That is a common occurrence as well. Third example of how virtual reality can be created. So obviously there's an infinite number of ways to create virtual reality, and we're going to see that physically manifest. Already mentioned and alluded to that when I said who's going to take care of nature when we're all sitting in virtual reality machines. And other videos I'll talk about virtual realities. But for this context is mind, in your own mind, virtual realities. And it's funny, these things don't sync. They don't sync properly to the acacia. So they're synthetic, and they don't seem to acaciacally save these false memories from this foreign installed surface virus mind, which is very Archon controlled, and the Archons are the ones who create virtual realities. That's what they're good at. They work with wormholes and stuff as well. Okay? They've got a bit of time connotation to their species, so to speak. So yeah, they create virtual reality. So just think, how are they creating a virtual reality for you in your everyday life? This is when people say things are an illusion. Okay? Now, I don't say that everything is an illusion. I say that it's the field of illusion. And you can be the sorcerer, the wielder of that source energy, of your own destiny, you know, law of attraction stuff, all of that. So if you make your reality, your third dimension, on your own behalf, your own what you really think and want, then you've done it, my friend. But if you create your reality on virtual realities, what people tell you, what the Matrix tells you, what Archon control thoughts, the types of Archon thoughts tell you, and virtual reality memories and saving information wrong, if you do it that way, then you're going to find misalignment all the way from your heartbeat to your alignment at the Great Gate. What Great Gate? Oh, come on, you know, the Great Gate. The Great Gate of Heaven, so to speak. When you get to the sixth dimension, your energy won't line up through the sixth-dimensional grid. Okay? The Great Gate, sixth-dimensional geometry zone. So you want to be in alignment. People, even like Dan Winter, he's another guy from Australia that I like to mention, and WikiLeaks founder. But Dan Winter, he works with he worked with heart math, and he even talks about getting the fractal pattern of your heartbeat to heart, earth, or half. And if you don't know about that, you could look into Dan Winter's work. But yeah, so you align your energies basically. That's the essential idea. So if you have more of yourself to align, it's more likely you will be immortalized. If you have less of yourself to align at the great gate, at your death, your body death, if you have less of yourself to align, and it's all virtual reality memories, well, you're going to come up with less information, less to align, more blank. What have you written as your story? And, you know, seems to be an idea out there, you want to write a great story for yourself, or magnus opus, you know, and focus pocus magnus opus. So you're becoming more potent. So if you have more virtual reality thoughts, you're less potent. You're less of this auric light body that gets saved beyond your death, or whatever it is. Okay, so just wanted to add that part in there. So Archon mind control, you just got to think about the time we're in. It's the apocalypse, and now everything's going to the extreme. So this is waking a lot of people up, and newer souled humans and negative souled humans as well a little bit. People are starting to turn towards the light and see the light, because the light's becoming so bright, because the pain is becoming so obvious. So you turn away from the pain at some point, and you turn towards the light, essentially. And inward, onward and upward in the higher light body. So that's where your information's really saved, and that's how people have photographic memory and all that sort of stuff. And that's where deja vu play occurs. So we want to, you know, look more into the intangible, unseen worlds and map hyperspace. And this is one way to help yourself map your own hyperspace, by thinking, okay, whose thoughts are my thoughts? Was that my thought? Do I really think that? Why do I think that? How do I think that? You know, in which way do I think that? How does my thought conclude that? You know, and so on. Thinking surrounding your thoughts. Thinking surrounding your own thoughts. You know, observing your observer. Observing your observing, and observing your thoughts, you know, and your emotions, what you put into each thought. You empower your thought with your emotions, how much emotion you put behind it. If I put a lot of emotion behind a certain thought, it's most likely that thought is going to start creating my reality more and more. Okay? So are you creating a virtual reality? Are you empowering other people's thoughts? All the way back to what people, you know, think about you. Are you empowering other people's thoughts of yourself? Or are you empowering what you think you are? You know, all the way back to yourself. So from the world stage all the way back to you, because it does go out to the world stage where it's, maybe they make you try and be someone you're not. Maybe you're a white wigger. A white wigger is fundamentally like an M&M, like a white rapper type, you know. That's the general idea of a white wigger. Things are a little bit blackish and stuff. So that's just one instance. Sorry, white wiggers, to take you out there. Anyway, so if you look like something, are you your trend? Are you your label? I like pattern shirts and stuff because it's no specific label. I'm just reminiscing some stuff I've seen in my third eye. But I don't like to wear as much labeling clothing. I used to surf, and so obviously I bought a lot of surf clothing, but these days I like a lot of patterned shamanic stuff. But, you know, there is something to wearing your uniform, don't get me wrong. If you're a shaman, or if you're a crystal ball reader, you're going to wear your certain uniform. If you're a pagan, if you're a this, if you're a that, everyone's wearing different uniforms. But you're not that, you know, that old idea of non-attachment from the Buddha. Just, you're not that, and just that, even at that large level, can create a virtual reality if you get stuck to it for too long. It's like getting stuck to the second dimension, the stuff, the physical, okay? The flat, hard edge of things, the everyday life is the third dimension. And don't get stuck there like a fly in a resonance, or a fly to fly paper. Be the free floating fly and explore, is what I always want to get across to everyone. So, but explore your own thoughts is the context of this video and the conclusion of this video. To explore your own thoughts, make sure it's yours. Benjamin Cowenberg, Obi Ben Kaunobi.